I can't believe I had a weight loss surgery 3 whole weeks ago. It has been a fast 3 weeks, and also a very, there has been overwhelming change in so many different ways in the last 3 weeks. I've made other videos. I've made a video every week, and I feel like every week there's lots of overlap, but it feels different. Everything feels so different. And I am April Lauren. Welcome to my channel, Wake Up Bright, where I share all the things that help me live each day a little brighter. This week, until today I've had a little pain, but I haven't had pain. I've been doing my walks and enjoying those. I am eager to be cleared to work out. Will come at 6 weeks. So that's only 3 more weeks. Like in the beginning, that sounds like such a long time, but in 3 more weeks, I'll be able to scuba dive. I'll be able to go to the gym, and I'll be able to do whatever I need to do. I'll be back at work in 3 more weeks. So 3 more weeks, life will be pretty normal for me, and I'm excited to get to that stage and that routine. But right now, I'm having to learn how to live my life, which is interesting. I am relieved to have made a permanent change. I'm just happy to be here. I am happy that I got over myself and that I am here now, and things are going to just continue to get better. And I am looking forward to that. I think one thing that is going to be a struggle, what do you think about when you don't have to constantly think about losing or gaining weight? I have spent my whole life, like that's been my focus, is I've either been losing weight or I'm checked out and gaining weight. And I am grateful that when I reached my low point, I reached out for help. And now I'm here. that evolved to a weight loss surgery, and I'm grateful. This week, my husband went back to work, and so I was, more independent while he was gone. And then we knew right after he went back to work, he would be going out of town for a bit. So I also got to talk to one of my good friends, Sarah. She has a YouTube channel. I'm going to circle back around because her channel has been helpful, but having her as a friend is amazing. 2 days into this week, I got to meet with my dietitian, and that I was looking forward to that so much. I was so tired of liquids and and protein. It's I'm gonna have like a strained relationship with protein shakes, I think. I say that, but I still find myself thinking that like it would be just easier if I just went ahead and had protein shakes. But I'm trying to not supplement now, because when I go back to work, I know I'm going to end up supplementing. Let me dive into a little bit of what she sent me. Part of my program included meeting with a dietitian, and I'm excited. I didn't realize at the time that I would still be meeting with her after surgery. I was scared because I didn't think that was going to be a thing. And I was like, all of the things that she was covering pre-surgery, I'm like, this is all great, and it's stuff that I've never thought of. But I was like, what's going to happen when I'm putting it into action? And so I'm really relieved that I get to have one-on-one sessions with her now that I'm post-op. And I don't know how many there will be total, but I know that I will have another one 6 weeks out. So 6 weeks out, I will be cleared to go back to work. I will be cleared to work out. I'll be cleared to scuba dive should my heart desire, which it will because I love it. And I will also have another meeting with my dietitian, and I'm very relieved. So we had, before you do your blood work, first you go to an info session, then you do your blood work, then you meet with the dietitian, and she went over so much to help prepare me mentally for the changes that would come. And when I spoke to her this week, it was so interesting because the way I take things and internalize them, sometimes my fear, I think, like makes it so scary. Like I thought and I talked about this last week, I thought I wasn't going to be able to drink like normal, like that I was going to have like these teeny tiny sips. Like, and you are supposed to sip, but you're not supposed to gulp. And those are quite different things. But in my mind, if I wasn't gulping, then I was like, you know, not taking any liquid in. So, and that's just not the case. And it's, yeah. So after our talk, she sent me a summary, and the summary was just the guidelines, and I'll read it. Chew, chew, chew. You cannot over chew your food. I'm sure I've said this before, but it wasn't until I started preparing for weight loss surgery that I realized that I don't chew my food that much. Like, most of the time, it's like I put it in and then it goes down. Like, of course, sometimes some things I have to chew, but I did not chew my food properly. And I don't think that everyone has to do the amount of chewing that I now do, but what I was doing was such a small fraction of this. So they recommend chewing at least 30 times. Like, essentially it should be like mush in your mouth. That sounds gross. It makes my stomach turn saying that, but like it should be like you pureed it before you swallow it. You cannot overchew your food. She says, drink, 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 but do not drink while you're eating. And this is the hardest thing. Something that's interesting, though, is I think one of my fullness cues is feeling thirsty. Like, and I don't know if I'm actually thirsty, but I'll get to a point, I'm petting Chipper. I'll get to a point where I want to have a drink. And I've noticed if I back off and I don't eat anymore and I just sit there, that I'm done. Like, when I get that feeling, and I just didn't realize that that was going to be the case. And other things like sighing is a fullness cue, like taking deep breaths. Oh, no, I'm yawning. A runny nose, which I've never had a runny nose, but there's just so many things that are fullness cues that I don't know if I had them or not before because I never paid attention. So it is very important. The next thing, well, part of that drink, drink, drink was also, I went way far away from this list just now. I went way far. Okay, getting back to the list because I just took a detour. She says, when you drink, sip, don't gulp or use straws. And I miss drinking with a straw. The next thing she says is stop eating when you feel full. If you keep eating, you're going to get sick. And then she says, get enough protein at all meals, eat protein first. She does say that we can continue to use a liquid protein supplement. And then she says, eat several small meals throughout the day and take our vitamins. And then she laid out a menu, and my goodness. So I was pretty disappointed that until all of my restrictions are lifted, I can't go back to work. And that I was super, super disappointed. And I know I could do this and work. When I saw her sample meal plan, she made us make one of these and it still didn't click. It did not click because I hadn't experienced my physical limitations on eating. So like I made a meal plan and I'm like, this is going to be easy. No, it is not. After surgery, it is not easy. And then trying to get to here is that, so this, she has us 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Like every hour there is something that I'm supposed to be consuming. And if you don't do that, then you can't get it all in. And it's overwhelming because when I did 75 hard, I could maybe be a half a gallon in and still have half a gallon left. And I could just chug all that. Like I could just throw it all back, like half a gallon of water. And that's not the point of 75 hard, but that's sure enough what I did sometimes. I don't know if it was a full half gallon, but it'd be a lot of water and I could just be like, but to continue, then it has high protein foods to focus on, and then something she calls sticky foods. So foods that are not recommended. Then she has foods that are not recommended and that we definitely shouldn't be eating at this stage of the diet, which is soft foods. But I thought that I was moving on from liquid to puree, and I am so happy that I misunderstood that because this is not a puree diet. that I am on, it is soft food. So she says fork tender is what I should focus on. So when I stab it with a fork, it should fall apart. Or like ground beef, I can do ground turkey. And I have been loving fish. So it's interesting to me too, when I was cleared, my meeting with her was first thing in the morning. And I just continued. I think I just felt overwhelmed because one, I thought I was moving on to puree. And then two, I felt scared. I don't know why. And feeling that fear kind of made me feel overwhelmed. So I didn't even eat. I just continued with like liquid stuff, I continued the liquid diet until dinner time. And then I made a plate of food, and when I say a plate of food, I literally have like a tiny appetizer plate that I use. What she broke down for me too was that I should have 3 tablespoons of protein, 2 tablespoons of a carb, and 2 tablespoons of a vegetable, ideally. Like, I don't have to have the carb. I don't have to have the vegetable, because right now all I can eat are canned vegetables. But so for my first meal, I did do the 3, 2, and 2. And I was so happy. I was like, I'm about to eat this up. I had like 2 bites and I was like, I had to wait. It took me, I ate that over 3 periods, like 3 meals. So it's almost like that 1 meal was 3 snacks. For the first few days, definitely was still using protein substitutes like protein yogurt, and I will continue to use things like that. But I am trying to get my protein in from food sources, because she also said that something that can hold people up is that they don't do the whole protein diet, that they'll do liquid stuff, and then they will eat what she calls like slider foods. Slider foods are things that go down really easy. They don't stay in your digestive tract very long. Your body breaks them down easy, so they don't sit. Like protein sits heavier in the stomach. Chipper, stop, baby. She put her ball over there and she wants to go get it. And I'm not about to let her, because then she chews it and now it squeaks. Because her chewed it so much, she has a squeaking ball. I wish you could see her. Yes, her so precious. You can see her little nose. Anyway, so the slider foods. Chippy, go get in your bed, baby. I am such a habitual person. If I start doing things now that are not ideal, then I'll continue to do that, because that will be the way that I do things. And so having, like my whole body has been reset essentially, the way it digests and processes food and liquids. My mind has also had a reset, and also my hormones have had a reset. Like everything has been reset. And so I'm just taking the opportunity to do things as prescribed, and hopefully that leads me to the best case scenario and down the best paths for me to have continued success. And I want to maintain the most amount of muscle that I can. I really don't want to lose my hair. So I don't want to lose my teeth. Like, I want to do things that will help my body heal. And if getting protein from fish is better than protein drinks, then that's what I would like. However, I'm not against protein drinks, and I will have them again. Right now, I am over protein drinks, but so I probably wouldn't do a protein drink anyway. I'd probably do like some Greek yogurt, or I don't know, protein things that come in other ways. With the Duodenal Switch, my protein recommendation was 80 to 90 grams of protein per day. And so that is just hard to get in when you're eating 3 tablespoons of protein max at a time. And considering that I started the week off not able to do 3 tablespoons, but days 2 and 3, it shifted quite a bit. Like I was able, it's like I think my body was in shock when I first put whole food in it. It's like, what is this? What is this? And then it's like, oh, we remember. But thankfully, it was not like, we remember, give me more. It was just like, we remember, we can process, but you better take your time. because I'm going to talk to you and you're not going to understand my language. And by that, I just mean, I thought I was going to experience, like if I ate too much, that I would experience like pain, like significant pain, or that I would be like vomiting. And I guess it's possible I just haven't eaten too much. And I did take it super easy those first few days, and I'm still taking it pretty easy. I'll just divide. So like if I make something and I do any of the indicators that I'm full, or I just don't feel like eating more right that instant, then I'll just divide it up. The hard part about that, and what's kind of tripping me up now, I feel like it's making getting water in a challenge. So it's like there's this battle. It's like battle of the belly. It's like, do you want water or do you want protein? And I'm like, I need both. I need both. But that's probably why she still had that liquid protein in, because the liquid protein gives you both. It'll give me some liquid, some hydration, and it'll give me protein, but it is not the preferred for either. Tilapia has quite a bit of protein in it, and I bought some of that and have been eating that, and it's really good. And I have done tuna, and I have done salmon, and I have done ground beef at this point, and all of them are good. And they all sit about the same. Tuna is the only one. I have just been doing the packs of tuna, and mostly because I've had them for a while and I don't want them to expire. So they're still good now, but like sooner than the cans I have. The cans I have are good for years. The packets are getting close to their expiration date. So I wanted to use those up, but they're drier because they're not sitting in like that liquid. And so I wonder if that's why, but my body definitely gives me a little, I don't know, it's not bad. It sits different. It sits different than the other. So like the tilapia, the salmon, the ground beef, they all feel full after my 2 or 3 tablespoons. It's very interesting because before I would just eat until whatever I had portioned out for myself was gone. And now I am very in touch with what my body's doing and feeling when I'm eating. So I'll eat and then I'll give it a second, and then I'll take another bite, and then I give it a second. Also, I think I've always drank a lot. So like a lot of water, a lot of whatever I'm drinking, I've always just drank so much. And I think separating it out has been quite helpful, and may have, I wonder if separating it out prior to having weight loss surgery would have been helpful, because I know now. So if I don't just feel satisfied, which sometimes that's the case, and that will usually come before. So it'll be like, oh, I'm full. But sometimes I don't, I miss that cue. And if I miss that cue, the next thing is, I really want to take a drink of something. And as soon as I think that, I'm like, oh, I'm done. And that's good. Also, sometimes I'll sigh, and then I'll know if I drank too soon after, because I'll hiccup. So if I eat, because I thought you only had to wait 15 minutes. It was on one of the paper, but after talking to the dietitian, it's actually more like 20 to 30. And so my sweet spot is about 25 minutes. She said to just play around. She's like, you don't have to wait 30, 20 should be good, but like you don't want to drink too soon. And that isn't my favorite. And one of the times I think I had eaten tuna, I drank right at 20 minutes after, and it was painful. Like I shouldn't have done it, but I did. So lesson learned. I also appreciate that a lot of these lessons, I feel like I'm just having to learn one time because the pain is so great. I can definitely be a little dense. Like I have to learn my lessons, and in order to like internalize, I have to learn my lessons like a hard way typically. And that's just the life that I live. I'm hard-headed in some ways. Sorry, I'm looking down. I just wanted to move on because I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable talking about being hard-headed, but I am. I can be a very determined and hard-headed individual. So anyway, like I said, I'm uncomfortable. So I'm gonna move on now. Let's go ahead and talk about my weight. And so I was really worried that I was gonna not have any weight loss this week, but I am happy to share that I did. So last week I weighed in at 294.8. This week I weighed in at 290.2. Another 4.6 pounds gone. That puts me at almost 25 pounds down. So I am 24.5 pounds down at my 3-week post-op weigh-in, and it feels good. It feels good to be losing weight. I feel better every week. And I don't mean externally or just because the scale goes down. Like, my body is feeling better every week, and I feel more energetic, and everything just gets a little easier. Like, doing life gets a little easier every day, which is awesome. I think before, I was so afraid of losing weight too rapidly and gaining it back, because I really believed that the reason I gained weight previously back was that I lost it too fast. My fear of losing weight too fast and not being able to sustain the weight loss was so huge, because I really thought that eating at such a deficit was going to be the reason I gained it back, because I felt that was the reason I had gained it back in part in the past. And the reality is that when I get depressed and in that state of mind, it didn't even matter. And that's hard to sit with. So I was losing weight consistently, but at a slow pace. So I did feel better, and I knew I felt better, and I was doing like my mile for time every month and all of those things in the beginning, and I could chart it by that. But at the same time, it's like 3 weeks ago, I was carrying 25 extra pounds, and today I get to set that 25 pounds down. Well, not today, but like a little every day. I am just setting that weight down, and because it's so close together, like I feel like I was anchored and someone cut it, and now I'm able to just swim so much further. Like, I don't feel like my weight is pulling me down in the same way, even though I still have a lot of weight to lose. So much weight to lose. But I'm just really grateful for this tool, grateful for weight loss surgery, and I am grateful for you guys and for this community. Your love and support means so much to me. I am rooting for you always. Someone else that has been incredibly helpful for me is Sarah. And I think I shared already that I talked to her. I got to talk to my friend Sarah, and it was so uplifting. She is one of the most lovely humans. Oh, I felt teary. I've been catching up on her YouTube, and then I also went back and rewatched all of her stuff from when she first had her weight loss surgery. So I went back and watched things I had already watched, plus I've moved past that, and just watching her journey and the lessons that she's learned, and it's been wonderful to see that. And then talking to her is always wonderful. She is just one of the best people. So Sarah, if you're watching this, I'm so grateful for you. I love you. And if you're my sister Sarah and you're watching this, I love you too. I have 2 wonderful Sarahs in my life. If you are looking for someone to watch, Sarah posted her journey from, I don't remember, I guess it was like April 2020, maybe a little earlier than that. She was working towards getting the surgery and had her weight loss surgery in August of 2022. She documented so much of her journey. It's beautiful to watch, and I love it. So if you're looking for motivational content, definitely check out her YouTube channel. Also, but my little sister posts weight loss content sometimes now too, and she's pretty amazing. I love her so much. And she's gotten so tiny. Sarah has gotten so tiny. And then also there's Carla. I'll link these channels below, but they're just people who have made big impacts on me So working towards the end of this video, I am excited for this coming week. I have a few things on the agenda. My husband comes home. I had some scabs from the surgical wounds, and 2 of them came off at different times, but when I was just taking my pants down and up, when it did, there was all of this pus looking stuff down is a little deep. So I took pictures and sent it to my surgeon and his nurse, and she got back to me so fast, and she's like, we're gonna schedule you to come in. So Thursday this week, I am going in to see my surgeon. So happy my husband will be coming home and that it's not a longer trip than this, because I missed him already. I'm really looking forward to having a bit of routine in my life. The past few days, I feel like I'm understanding better my body and what works and what isn't working, and I'm trying to not introduce too many new things at once. So getting my protein and my vitamins and my liquids in, and it's gonna be great. And then on top of that, I really want to go on a hike this week. So I want my husband to be home first. So once he gets home, then I'll go explore, see if I have a limit to push, or if I'm just dreaming and being dumb. Anyway, thank you so much for watching with me. I am so grateful for you. Grateful for those of y'all who prayed for me and sent love my way. I know that those prayers helped strengthen me and help me make it through, and so I'm grateful for you. And if you haven't and you would like to follow along on my journey, click that subscribe button, ding the bell so you will be notified, and I look forward to seeing you next week.